Now let's apply those four properties into finding different angles and different sides. So let's start on number one. I'm given that IJKL is a parallelogram because they said use the properties of a parallelogram to answer the following questions. So that means that all those figures are parallelograms. So I'm going to look at number one, and I can see that this angle is 50. So then angle 2 is always going to be 50 as well, because alternate interior angles are congruent. So knowing that this is a parallelogram, that means that IJ is parallel to LK. So then 2 is going to be 50 degrees, just like its alternate interior angle. So 2 is 50 degrees. Now remember, another rule that we learned in parallelograms is that opposite angles are congruent. So if this is 62, then this must be also 62. Now, one more rule we learned in previous lessons is that in a triangle, angles add up to 180. So since I have this to be 62, this to be 50, I can find angle 1 by adding 62 and 50. So I get 112, and then I subtract that from 180, and that should give me 68. So then angle 1 is 68 degrees. And again, IL is parallel to JK. So again, I can use alternate interior angles to say angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent using alternate interior angles. So angle 3 will also be 68 degrees. That's for number 1. Now let's move on to number 2. I need to find MP, and I need to find QP, which is Y. Now in a parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent. So if MN is 20, QP is also 20. So that's why. And I also know that in a parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. So G is going to be the midpoint of MP. So if this is 5, this is also going to be 5. So then MP is going to be 10. So G is the midpoint of MP. Now let's move on to number 3. Now we also learned because AD is parallel to BC, I can use the same side interior angle theorem to know that consecutive sides are going to be supplementary. So that means that 4x and 6x, they're consecutive, they're next to each other. So they're going to add up to give you 180 degrees. They are supplementary angles. So 10x is equal to 180. Divide both sides by 10, and you get that x is equal to 18. So then 6x is going to be 6 times 18, which is 108. And another property in parallelograms are that opposite angles are congruent. So if this is 108, the y is going to be 108 as well. Now let's move on to number 4. So if you look at number 4, I need to find x and y. To do that, I'm going to start looking at those parallel lines. So then if this is 81, then this is going to be 81 as well because of alternate interior angles and because of the z. So now I have 2 angles out of 3 in this right, or in this triangle. So to find this angle, I'm going to add 81 plus 32, and then I'm going to subtract that from 180. So 81 plus 32, that's going to be 113, and then 118, or 180 minus 113, that's going to give me 67. So that's going to be 67 degrees. Now, do you see how y is a linear pair with 67? So then y and 67 add up to give you 180 because they're a linear pair. So to find y, I simply subtract 180 minus 67, and that's going to give me 113. So y is 113 degrees. Now another way to find y is to see that y is an exterior angle. So it's going to be the sum of the far interior. So y is equal to 81 plus 32, which is 113 degrees. So y is 113 degrees. Now again, there is definitely more than one way to do a problem. So if you see a different way, use it by all means, okay? So let's look at x. X forms a z with this angle. That's a terrible z. I just fixed it. So this x is equal to this angle. So if I can find this angle, x and this angle have the same measure. So if you look at this triangle over here, I know that this is 47. I know that this is 113. So to find this angle, I can add 113 plus 47. And that's 160. And I can subtract that from 180. And I can get 20. So this is 20 degrees. So that means that x is 20 degrees. Now definitely there's more than one way to do this. You could have said that these are vertical angles. So then if this is 113, this is 113. These are congruent using the z, so if this is 47, then this is 47. Maybe it will be a little bit longer, but definitely there's more than one way to do a problem. As long as we get the same answer, then your method is correct. So I hope that this video was helpful to remind you of some properties that we have learned in the past, such as exterior angles, linear pairs, vertical angles, and I hope that this was helpful for you to apply the properties of a parallelogram, which are opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are congruent, opposite angles are congruent, and diagonals bisect each other.